Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you specifically how to angle speakers for better clarity. And this will be a full tutorial, so let's get right into this instructional video. I'll be going over 4 steps to help you angle your speakers for optimal clarity and for the best listening experience. Let's get right into this. I'm gonna get straight to the point, gonna keep it short and sweet. So pay attention, take notes, take action, and you'll get the best listening experience possible. Okay, without further ado, let's get right into this. Step number 1 is figure out where you will be sitting or standing. Now this applies to you as a singular person or even a group, okay? So go in the room where you want to place your speakers and literally figure out where you're going to be sitting or standing. So just stand in that spot, and I would suggest you go on the floor and you just get like a piece of tape and you put like an X on the floor, or just get a piece of tape and just put a little piece of tape on the floor. That is going to be the spot that you want to basically direct all of the audio towards. You want the sound to be coming towards you. So you got to figure out where you're likely to be standing or sitting and just place a mark on the floor with a piece of tape, and you want all of the audio to make its way towards there. And I'll explain that in a second, okay? But obviously, like, even if you're a group, then you want to pick like the central spot. So like if you're putting like 5 chairs in a row and that's like where everyone is going to be sitting, then maybe the center chair is going to be that point. So you just want to pick the center spot of where you will be standing or sitting, or the group of people will be standing or sitting, okay? Simple as that. That's step number 1. Moving on to step number 2. Step number 2, angle all of the speakers to pointing towards that spot. So once again, I can say that with a little bit more clarity just because I'm trying to read my own writing and just sort of summarize it at the same time. I'll say it again. Step number 2, angle all speakers to point to that spot. So basically you want to angle all of the speakers to point to that spot. So basically if this is my spot where I'm standing or sitting, this is where I place my piece of tape, then a center speaker is going to be basically right here like this, just pointing towards me like that, straight ahead. A speaker over here is going to be pointing towards me like this, okay? Speaker over here on the side is going to be pointing towards me like this. A speaker behind, okay, on the side is going to be pointing towards me like this, okay? Every speaker should be pointing towards that spot. You want to guide all of the speakers toward all of the audio towards that. So like I said, a center speaker directly straight at you. Any speakers on the side for surround sound on an angle towards you, okay? Any speakers behind you on the side on an angle towards you, okay? Every speaker should be pointing towards that specific spot that you marked on the floor, okay? That's step number 2. Step number 3, and obviously, so you're going to, before I move on to step number 3, for step number 2, when you get those speakers, you want to sort of angle them at that angle. You don't have to place them directly yet, you don't have to secure them directly yet, but just angle them so you know the exact angle that you want. And then now you have your angle. You have all of your speakers pointing at the correct angle to your central listening spot. We're now moving on to step number 3. Step number 3, basically they should be roughly at your ear height. So you got to figure out, are you more likely to be sitting or standing? Okay? And if you're basically like, if you're not sure, if you're like, I might be sitting sometimes, I might be standing sometimes, then sort of pick the middle spot between your sitting ear height and your standing ear height. So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to measure my ear height off of the floor, and I'm going to stand up, I'm going to measure my ear height off of the floor, and I'm going to get sort of the middle point between those two, and that's going to be the height of the speakers, okay? Or that's going to be where you want them aimed, because even if they're going to be, so let's say they have to be higher up because of your room setup, then you can angle them slightly down towards pointing at that middle spot that you just created. So basically you want the audio to be pointing at that height that you just understood. If you're always going to be sitting, then just point the audio at that sitting ear height. If you're always going to be standing, then point the audio at that standing ear height. If you're not sure, then you point the audio between those 2 numbers, okay? And like I said, ideally you want that speaker to be placed at that height and just straight towards that number that we created. But if you have to have it higher up or lower, whatever the case is, then you can angle it, okay, to get it to sort of hit that rough area. Okay, that's number 3. So you now have your central listening spot, you have your angles for your speakers, and you have your heights for your speakers, okay? And last but not least, Step number 4, the last thing. Number 4 is that wider is better with regards to, for listening, your listening experience. So once again, for number 4, what I wrote down for number 4 is, number 4, wider is better. And then I put in brackets, for listening. So wider is better for your listening experience. So what that means is that, let's say you want to put your speaker over here, but you actually have a little bit more width. You're better off putting your speaker over here at a more aggressive angle, okay? Because you want a wider experience. The wider that you can get your speakers, the better. You don't want them beside you. You want them in front of you and behind you. But instead of going right here, if you can go wider, that is better. What I always recommend is try and get close to the corners of the room in which it makes sense. If the corner is super far away, then no, don't do that. But like if you're sitting in the central point of a room, then you can use the corners. If you're sitting, justified towards the right, let's say, then you don't need to use the corners. You just go wider than your group. Wherever your group is, wherever your central spot is, you want to go wider than that. So let's say like I have 5 chairs over here and my furthest most right chair is over here. Okay, I want the speaker to be outside of that. Wider is better. Get it outside the listening zone. Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing here with this. We're just flipping it over and stuff. Who knows? We're crazy. Okay? Listen, my wife is inside. I'm in the garage right now. As you can tell, my setup over here. I got the best organization in the whole neighborhood. Okay, no offense to my neighbors, I love you guys, but I got the best organization in the whole neighborhood. I have 4 kids. They're all in bed inside with my wife. So right now, when I'm filming my content and it's at night, we're just flipping speakers. We go crazy. This is like dad mode activated, like fun dad activated. Anyways, that's besides the point, okay? That's besides the point. This was about angling your speakers for the best listening experience, and I've told you exactly how to do it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, because honestly, I truly enjoyed making it. I really love making this content, so I really hope that you enjoyed it. And that's all I gotta say, so we're gonna roll the outro. So let's roll the outro. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.